Oh man. So this chapter of Dragon Ball Super, okay, we're finally out of the Zamas, whatever the heck you want to call them. We're out of that arc now. We're slowly creeping into the Tournament of Power, and this chapter did some really cool shit. If anybody was ever interested, because I feel as though the anime kind of teases a line here or there, like, hey, maybe Goku and Vegeta are gonna fight Beerus. We didn't really get, the last fight they had against Beerus, serious fight, was of course when Goku went at it in Battle of Gods, right? I think they might have had a little sparring and training and shit, but they didn't really have nothing. If you ever wanted to see Vegeta fight Beerus and Vegeta giving it his all, this was the chapter. And it was a damn good chapter. If you want action, this chapter delivered that. And I like the fact that sometimes the manga does different things and it does really awesome shit. And it's a shame that we will never see stuff like this animated. But nevertheless, this chapter, it dived into it and it was like, holy shit. For starters, it showcases that Beerus is still leaps and bounds ahead of Goku and Vegeta. It's just a fact. And I think because a lot of people will say power scaling wise, it doesn't make sense. And what I mean by that is, the whole 70% shit that was mentioned in Battle of Gods. And if you think about it realistically, with all the power-ups, they should already be at Beerus' level. But one of the explanations that Whis continues to say is the fact of the way they move. If you can move without thinking and still be able to outdo your opponent, then you're good. But that's something Beerus hasn't even completely mastered, and Vegeta is a long way from mastering that. So that's one of the reasons why I think they're kind of pushing that Beerus is still on top of them regardless, but also power-wise. I mean, it's clear as day because in the chapter, Beerus and Vegeta go at it. Vegeta's giving it his 110% all. He's even achieved the form that Goku achieved in the fight against Zamos, that, what was it, Perfect Blue, or, whatever, the mastered Super Saiyan Blue transformation. And Beerus was just playing with him. And the one shot that Vegeta got on Beerus like, oh, you want to play? Got serious, and it was over within a second. So serious Beerus absolutely dominates Vegeta and, of course, Goku still, which that's interesting because a lot of people, they complain, or not even necessarily complain, but they constantly argue back and forth. But it's clear as day, Goku and Vegeta, and I like that because I was questioning myself. I was like, so how far are they at this point? They've gone Super Saiyan Blue. They've gone a long ways. They even got mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Where does that compare to Beerus? And apparently it doesn't compare to shit because Beerus still dominates the fuck out of them. So really cool stuff. Awesome art. Awesome action. Just nothing but really good stuff to say within this chapter. I mean, the beginning of the chapter, it was basically doing the same shit that the anime did with the robbers and Goku and stuff like that. Didn't really care for that one because I already seen it in the anime too. It's just kind of like, I thought Toyotaro was actually going to go a lot quicker with, the entrance into the Tournament of Power. Now, I didn't expect necessarily for it to get started and hands to be thrown in this chapter, but I would have liked a little bit for it to, kind of be somewhat closer to getting in. I'm kind of curious, is he going to go the same route as the anime with those preliminaries? Are we going to skip the preliminaries? Is he going to squeeze the preliminaries all into one chapter? Or is he going to go like, every chapter that we get is going to have one fight like the Boo versus, what was it, Bazil, or one of them, whatever, are we going to go into the preliminaries period, or is he going to skip all that? It seems like he's going a lot slower now, because I thought with this chapter, at the very least, we would have already talked with Zeno and all that stuff. It looks like maybe we might get 2 or 3 more chapters before we even start, if we're going to go to the preliminaries first, or what. I hope he doesn't go no filler route, because then we'll be in this manga shit forever, like, oh, 1 chapter, let's find 17, like, hopefully it's just a quick thing, bam, boom, we got him, and I'm kind of curious how he's going to handle the Frieza thing. There's a lot of content he has to cover, unless he's going to do it all within a chapter or 2 of gathering all the warriors, and still, like, think about it, months upon months, by the time we actually start the Tournament of Power, it might be almost over in the anime, so I was a little skeptical in the way of the pacing of this chapter, at the very least, for the starting of the Tournament of Power. This was about, what, an episode or 2 of the anime going into this arc, so kind of curious if in the future it's going to speed up and if we're even going to go into the preliminaries. But again, what this chapter did, so beginning, whatever. I mean, it's a complaint just because I've seen the anime. It's not that it's bad content or whatever, the robbers with Goku and shit like that. Vegeta versus Beerus, absolutely excellent. Loved every moment of it. It was fucking, it was awesome. And it also, again, is a testament to how strong Beerus really is compared to even Perfect Blue. It's like, yeah, you're not cutting the mustard, bro. You better sit down. But a line that got me excited again for the future of Dragon Ball Super, and I think at some given point it has to be addressed because this has been a line that's been said since, Battle of Gods. The Oracle Fish. He said it again. He said, no, Goku and Vegeta will be your rivals at some given point. And Beerus is like, what the fuck? That must have been a lie. Like, how? What they still got ways to go to catch up to me. So, at some given point, Goku and Vegeta will be on Beerus' level. I don't know if they're ever going to have that true 110% giving it their all fight where Beerus is going to have to give it his all. Or it's just going to be they're going to have a big, massive battle where they all got to team up together to fight whoever is their opponent. Maybe that'll be the way. I'm kind of curious where that whole rival line is going to go, but it's still interesting to note. The Oracle Fish is still saying the same thing. Goku and Vegeta will at some point, which, did you really doubt that? Honestly, I always figured by the end of Super, Goku at the very least. I don't know about Vegeta, but apparently the Oracle Fish is saying Vegeta as well. Goku, I always thought was like, by the end of Super, he got to be on Beerus' level, right? So by the end of Super, I'm imagining whether we go through a couple more time skips or something like that, they're definitely going to be neck and neck with Beerus. It's just a matter of, are they going to fight him? Are they going to spar with him and be able to, you know, best him? Or how's that going to go down? Because as of right now, they're still leaps and bounds away from ever catching up to Beerus. But the Oracle Fish, that line is like, I'm glad that it's still holding weight from even what he said way back in the day, and it's going to be interesting to see how it's handled. And then the other part of the chapter, which it was something that was kind of dived into in the anime, of course, and we dealt with some of this, but to get it straight up smacked in our face, what Vegeta says to Goku in this chapter, because this is the portion where, oh, Bulma's pregnant and Vegeta got to stop training, which Vegeta right now, he's possibly stronger than Goku. Once Goku trains with Whis, that's all going to change again, but as of right now, Vegeta might be either equal to or slightly above Goku, because he's been training while Goku's been in the dark about shit and, you know, trying to be a family man and stuff. So now the roles are reversing. Vegeta's like, I got to go back to my wife. But the line that Vegeta said that is going to make the fandom all fucking, everybody's going to go One Punch Man on each other's faces, is he tells Goku, you're a really good guy, but you're a terrible father. Oh my gosh, insert that meme where the dude is rapping and he goes, like, Vegeta, bro, no chill, absolutely none. But, I mean, if you think about it, and even in this chapter, which there's actually a filler arc in Dragon Ball Z that supports that line, which is interesting. I don't know if Toyotaro remembers that and connected it or what's going on there. But Goku says in this chapter, yeah, I wasn't there, and I don't even remember, like, I don't know, I didn't know when Gohan or Goten was born. Now, Goku was dead at that point. I don't know how much he could see from Otherworld. He probably really wasn't paying attention that much to the, you know, human world and stuff like that. He was training and doing whatever the fuck Goku does when he's dead. So, the Goten thing, somewhat understandable. But Gohan, bro, you was alive with your family. You was there. How the fuck you didn't know that Gohan was born? Like, what? Vegeta was right. I mean, you gotta always think about it in one big regard. Yes, okay, as far as Goku, like, you know, dying and shit against Cell, whatever, he's always been trying to protect his family, but that's never been the true Goku, not the one that's like always publicized or whatever, like this hero. The true Goku, one of his things has always been more so selfish. Like, hey, I want to train because I want to beat up, you know, I want to fight really strong opponents that are even stronger than me. I want to get there and shit like that. It's never been 100%, I got to protect my family. Of course, when things go down, push comes to shove, yes, Goku's going to protect the people he cares about and loves, and that's going to be his goal. But a lot of it is just him dicking around and wanting to get stronger, and you can't argue that when in times of peace, when Gohan was born in times of peace. Piccolo had already been defeated. We didn't know nothing about no Saiyans, none of that. Where were you, Goku? When your wife was with a giant belly pushing her son out, where were you? So yes, I think Vegeta is somewhat right there. Goku's a great guy, and at the end of the day, he does love his children, but he don't know how to parrot right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Goten, understandable. Gohan, that's just Goku, you fucked up there, bro. Like, really bad. He must give some good shit in the sheets, because if Gigi put up with that, no, let me stop. And with all that being said, banging chapter of Dragon Ball Super. I really wish the pacing was a little bit faster just so we could get into the Tournament of Power already, but understandable that you gotta slowly ease into it and introduce things. I'm hoping that we don't drag shit out like the way the anime did, where, oh, each chapter maybe we might have to, oh, this chapter's dealing with Frieza coming back. This chapter, like, can we just get like either 1 or 2 chapters, get everyone in there, and then jump into the Tournament of Power? Kind of curious though, first of all, do you think that they're going to actually do the preliminaries, or they're going to skip out on that, or they're going to just really rush through the preliminaries? I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks as though they're going to keep Toyotaro way behind now because they want the anime to be at the forefront of everything, but do you think he's going to continue with this pacing? Also, what Vegeta said about Goku, which again, starting a flame war here, is Goku a terrible father for not knowing of and not being around for the birth of Gohan and Goten? Again, Goten, understandable, he sacrificed himself for his family and wanted to stay dead so that nobody else comes to Earth looking for problems. I get it. Gohan, there's no excuse for that, bro. There was times of peace. Come on, stop it. Also, what do you think about Vegeta's power level in comparison to Beerus and, you know, him reaching that mode that even Goku just reached and still not being no match for Beerus? So you think that, like, by the end of Super, we're definitely going to see that? You think the Oracle Fish is predicting the end of Super? Maybe Super will end with Goku and Vegeta heading towards Beerus in a battle, and we can kind of predict. That would be an interesting ending. Goku and Vegeta heading towards Beerus in battle, and it kind of ends with, like, we can predict, oh, they're going to win because the Oracle Fish said at some given point they're going to be rivals to him, or it'll be a draw or something like that, and it'll leave us with our own speculation. And what do you think of the chapter as a whole? Do you think we're going to be in this for a while leading up to the Tournament of Power? Either way, really good chapter of Dragon Ball Super. I loved it. I ain't gonna lie. Vegeta versus Beerus? What? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.